it like rocket fuel.
Coach, it's dreary and miserable throughout much of the Midwest, but we've got football to perk up our spirits. That's the good news. At Paul Brown Stadium, that's where we're at here in Cincinnati. The enthusiasm of this Cincinnati crowd in full effect a moment ago as their Bengals took the field to the delight of this sold-out crowd, and they're all set as they'll match up with the San Francisco 49ers. The children will groan. It's the final weekend of summer, but we've got the NFL, and we're underway on EA Sports. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line.
Set and logo.
I can't believe we let you play. I can't believe
Ready?
This is Joe Mixon, fourth in the NFL in rushing last season. Only a couple for him there on the game's first play, and it's second down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Check pass. Check pass.
Now the first carry for Giovanni Bernard. Some fancy footwork, but not much room to operate. Just up past the 25 and no further. Give him 3 yards, and now they're left needing a conversion here on 3rd and 6.
Brings up 3rd and 6.
Okay, ready?
59. Mike's 59. Go, go, go. Bang, bang.
Get it.
From the gun to give to Mixon. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively. And it likely forces a punt situation on 4th.
Ready, ready.
Okay, look at this. The punt team nowhere to be found. They're on the sidelines. Offense going to go for this on the opening drive. And he is going absolutely nowhere in the wrong direction. A surprising move here on the opening drive of the game. And the Niners take over in terrific field position. And now the Bengal defense here calling a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Here we go. 21, 21.
A first carry for the former Falcon, Tevin Coleman. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Tevin Coleman. His first touchdown here of the new campaign as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Bengals take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Come on.
The Bengals drive about to get going.
Mike to 59. Hey, I'm coming, I'm coming. Say.
Oh, he's got a little daylight. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 23 yards on the play.
This is one of those plays that has an equal chance of either being a big gain or a big loss, but with the college influence, we're seeing more of these plays come into the NFL.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield.
Rip right. Deuce. Back.
Out of the shotgun, they run with Mixon. And he's got this one across midfield into 49er territory. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting third and about 4 to go. Good job there keeping him to a short gain. Of course, he's coming off a really terrific performance, reigning NFC Defensive Player of the Week.
And I know people get caught up in, well, if you're the reigning Defensive Player of the Week, you must have made a bunch of spectacular plays. Like you mixed in a few of those, but most of the plays are just like we saw there. Keep them to short gains, make the fundamental tackle.
On third down, Bernard. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. Give him 6 yards in the first down.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now Joe Mixon, and he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. 4 yards there on the keeper, but still going to bring up a third down.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on run downs. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
Let's go, defense.
They'll set up to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Nick Bosa drops him for a loss of 12, and it also brings up 4th down. Now, remember, they were unsuccessful earlier in this first quarter. Going for it on 4th. They're going to try a second time. They'll look to throw. And he's going to go down again. Nick Bosa. And it'll be a turnover on downs. Well, I guess they wanted to get that touchdown right back on their first drive, but failed to do so.
And what they have to be careful of is pushing so hard to stay right there, to stay even with their opponent, that they gas themselves out. You know, it's almost like horse racing. Sometimes you don't want to take your horse right to the front and let them do all the work, and then someone catch them at the end and pass them up. You want to make sure you moderate what you're doing along the way and then go for the big finish.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
11.
54's Mike.
Hey, Foxtrot.
Watch the run. Mike's 54.
That's what I do.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Here we go. 12.
Let's go, D.
Hey, Alpha.
Check Mike 54. Mike 54.
Silver.
Flag. White.
2nd and 5 now. Garoppolo. And this one's incomplete. George Kittle, the Pro Bowl tight end, the intended receiver. And it's 3rd and 5.
Here we go.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. On 3rd down, here's Coleman. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. A nice first down pickup on a gain of 6. Well, remember, Tevin Coleman was in the two-headed backfield in Atlanta during his 4 years there, along with Devontae Freeman. Now he joins a crowded backfield in San Francisco. But in Atlanta, he played under offensive coordinator Kyle Shanahan, and then, of course, Shanahan becomes a 49er head coach, and he made it a point to go out and snag his former running back because he really likes his 26-year-old ball carrier.
Hey, 1.
From the 24, Garoppolo. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's third down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
On third down, it's Coleman, and they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
The field goal unit's going to stay put on the sideline. They're going to go on fourth down here. I think probably just trying to draw him off there, it didn't work.
And defensively, that's what you work on all the time. Being in that spot and being able to not jump and give them the yardage that they were desiring.
And the 14-year trusty veteran able to knock it through. CD, you know there were quite a few Bears fans back in January saying, why didn't we hold on to that Robbie Gould guy?
Well, it's a legitimate question. 33 of 34 for San Francisco in 2018. The crazy stat of the year, he missed more extra points, 2, than he did field goals, 1, in the 2018 season.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness, maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature, to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Here's a give to Mixon. Not much room here as he only gets it to about the 30.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. And the Bengals on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. And after all that, he's going to get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively, and it likely forces a punt situation on 4th. The offense stays put. They failed twice already in this first half, but they're going to go a 3rd time here on 4th down. They'll run. This is Bernard. And this doesn't end well at all as they stop him far behind the line to gain. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Niners take over in terrific field position. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll run with Coleman on 1st down. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. 10-0 our score. A reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in his 2nd week of the regular season. Mostert. And across the chalk, into the end zone, it's a 49er touchdown. Raheem Mostert, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead. Gold with the extra point, and that makes our score 17-0. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
Here we go. Take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
Want it.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
And you're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
So the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. 2nd and 14. He's going to air it out deep for Green. And that's caught inside the 30. A big play there for the Bengals. 54 yards.
That's a big-time pitch and catch right there. And, partner, I remember the days when quarterbacks would try this. They were holding their breath. But nowadays, they're counting on their receiver to be just a little bit better than the defensive back when it's one-on-one and the ball's in the air like that.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half.
Here we go. Set. 60 Pittsburgh.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
Hey, exit.
59 Mike. 59 Mike. Check. 59. Hey, come on.
Now this time he'll look to throw. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Richard Sherman. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. That's not one that he's going to want to remember, but he had to get it out of the way at some point, his first career interception.
And if he's the guy that they think he is, he's not laughing it off, but he's also not going to let it affect him as the game proceeds. He's going to go back out there, still be the same confident kid, the reason that they drafted him, and go out and play.
The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. They'll keep it on the ground again here. And he'll just keep 2 hands on the football as he'll be taken down after a short pickup. Now San Francisco going to call their second timeout as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half.
It's our time. It's our time.
There's Garoppolo to throw. Incomplete, and we're down to 8 seconds now. On is the rookie 4th-rounder Mitch Wishnowsky to punt this one away. Standing about a yard deep in his own end zone. And a fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line. 62 yards on the punt that time. Wow. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. Final play of the first half, barring a penalty, as they come up on 1st and 10. And he's going to be taken down here as that will lead us to the end of the first half of play. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
There's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep two hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. To throw, it's Garoppolo. And he can't quite pick it. No interception so far. That probably should have been their first, but at least it's fourth down. Here comes the 49ers punter now, as he'll kick it away for the second time. This is brought in at the 21. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the Bengals will take over here, 1st and 10. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half two.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Again, it's Mixon. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. That's what they needed. It's an 8-yard gain, and now 3rd and 4 suddenly doesn't look so bad. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Mixon. And this effort won't do it. He needed to get to the 45. He's a yard or two short. Call it a gain of 4, but not enough. The punt team going to need to be summoned here on 4th down.
Let's get it.
And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard.
Watch the shift.
Switch. Jumper.
They'll try and run for it. And he's got the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 49. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. They're going to get about 3 here out of this 1st down run, and that'll bring up 2nd and 7. A gain of 3, 2nd down. On 2nd down, here's Mixon. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. Give him a loss of 6 yards, and it brings up 3rd down. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. They'll set up the screen here to Mixon. And they will get this across midfield, but still well short of the first as he's dropped at the 46. The screen good for 6, but it's not enough as it leads to a 4th down. I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this 3rd quarter as he'll go for it on 4th down. Going deep downfield for Rupp. And this is cut inside the 5. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. John Ross, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Bengals are able to draw a bit closer. They go for just 1 here as it's up and good. And that'll cut the lead to 17-7. This is fielded at the goal line. And not a a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Certainly want to avoid what they had to do last possession. That was punt the football, because this game's starting to tighten up.
In a basketball sense, you think about taking a little bit of the air out of the ball, right? Maybe milk some clock, limit the possessions. In this case, they might want to do the same thing, but control the game offensively. Put together some first downs, put together a drive, and keep it away from them.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Again, they'll run it with Mostert. Now 3rd down is looming. A pickup of 2 on 1st down and just 1 yard there.
In my book, that's running the ball well, but with intelligence. How about him keeping the clock moving, staying in bounds?
Yeah, even though it's the 3rd quarter, you're thinking ahead, aren't you? This is where your running game can really help you with a lead in the 2nd half.
I agree totally. It's not just end-of-the-half situations that you worry about the clock. It's throughout the game. And with a lead, stay in bounds. Make them fight harder to try and catch you.
This is Mostert. Breaks the tackle. He's got room to run. Through an opening, and there he goes. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Raheem Mostert, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead. Gold able to tack on the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Back now in Cincinnati, where the 4th quarter will begin with a kickoff following the score on the final play of the 3rd quarter. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Bengals drive about to get going. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
He's going to air it out deep for Green. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 17. Defensively that time, they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them, they'll react at least a half a second faster. You've got to know where you want to go with the ball and be decisive with it. Otherwise, the end result can be something you don't like.
A good run got 7 on 1st. Here's 2nd and 3.
Watch the run, watch the run.
Here's Mostert. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
On 1st down, Coleman. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. A gain of 10 and a 49er 1st down. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
Now a 1st down run is going nowhere. He's going to be dropped in the backfield, a loss of 2. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
Now Mostert. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
Throwing is Garoppolo on 3rd down. And some room to work. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he will score. Touchdown, Cincinnati. This game's still fairly well in hand, but I think now you go conservative, don't you? Go into your shell, just run the football?
I think you have to, but you also have to tell your backs, make sure you're really protecting the football because you're going to run into a stacked defensive front, which is why they were throwing the football before, trying to make sure they just get their backs, really beat up in that situation. Now, good luck to them.
And the 49er hands team does its job. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is...
And a big loss here as he's taken down. The Clemson product, DJ Reader, got in for the sack. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. And to give this time to the tailback. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 1st down, San Francisco. The pickup, 14 yards.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
1st down, San Francisco. The pickup, 14 yards.
Brendan, every great running backs coach I've talked with has always talked about when you have great vision, you're not consciously thinking about your cuts and your moves. You're just doing them. And I think that's what we're seeing tonight. He's about run them into submission, hasn't he?
You took the words right out of my mouth. I was just going to use that phrase. He has run them into submission.
Wave the white flag.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Coleman. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. A 14-yard pickup. That's 14 yards on 2 straight plays. They probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. Now a handoff here to his running back. And across the goal line into the end zone. Touchdown 49ers. Raheem Mostert, his 3rd touchdown of the game and 4th on the year. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead. Gold with the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop him with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. The Bengals drive about to get going. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like...
He's got a man. Complete. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in the game. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Looking to throw. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. picked by Tarvarius Moore. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And this one all over but the shouting, you might say. Now, there's one timeout remaining defensively, but probably no real need to use it here.
Yeah, the only time they would use it, strictly for pride.
And he'll take this across the 25 before going out of bounds. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
Here we go, D.
Right back to him on first down. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. And here come the whistles and a timeout with 7 seconds left.
Here we go.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's second and a yard. And to give this time to the tailback. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. And a timeout comes in. The whistles blow with 3 seconds remaining.
Here we go.
Now they try the right side here. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. So the victory here. Francisco, and this not always an easy proposition, Charles. You had a West Coast team that traveled east, but they got the job done.
And there's so much that goes into it because your body time and your body clock different from what you're used to west, because if you go east, you're going to lose up to 3 hours, right? So is your body going to be awake when it's time to play? A lot of teams actually rehearse it. They practice it. Maybe the week of the game, they move everything up to that time frame so guys get used to doing it that way. I remember when I played at Tennessee, when we had to go from east to west, our trainer Tim Karen said, leave your watches on East Coast time. Every piece of information we got was East Coast Standard Time. Try to psychologically tell us what to do, as well as prepare our bodies the same way.
So for the 49ers, it's a dream start. 2 wins in 2 early road games. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Cincinnati, they'll drop to 0-2. And they'll try to get back on track next week as they head up to Orchard Park to take on the Buffalo Bills.